Now we discussed about the structure of nephron. Nephron is the basic part of kidney and steps of urine formation. Here is a picture of a typical neuron. Each neuron with mainly two parts, one blood circulatory part and a tubular part. The tubular part starts from Bowman's capsule, proximal convoluted tubule, that is PCT, and Henle's loop. The Henle's loop with two parts, the descending part and an ascending part. Then this is again convoluted, that is distal convoluted part. The end of distal convoluted tubule DCT is connecting with collecting ducts. There are numerous DCTs from different nephrons are enter into collecting duct. This is the tubular part. Bowman's capsule, PCT, Henle's loop with descending and ascending part, then coiled distal convoluted tubule, that is DCT, and each and every DCTs are connected with collecting duct. Then there is another part, that is a blood circulatory part. The blood circulatory part starts from the afferent arteriole. The afferent arteriole is a branch of afferent vessel. The afferent vessel is a branch of renal artery. The afferent arteriole, that is a branch of afferent vessel. That means afferent vessel means the branch of renal artery. These afferent arteriole enter into the mouth part of Bowman's capsule and form a network that is known as glomerulus. Again, these glomerulus are joined to form the efferent arteriole. The efferent arteriole coming out from the Bowman's capsule and again branched and cover all of the tubular part, the basal tubular part, and these blood capillaries again joined and form a tube and connected to efferent vessel. Efferent vessel is a branch of renal vein. Once more, there is a two main parts. A tubular part that starts from Bowman's capsule and proximal convoluted region and Henle's loop. The Henle's loop with descending loop and ascending loop. Then again coiled to form distal convoluted part and this joined to the collecting duct. That is a tubular part. Then the blood circulatory part, that means the afferent arteriole, that is a branch of afferent vessel, that means branch of renal artery, enter into mouth part of Bowman's capsule and it is divided into numerous minute blood capillaries, that is known as glomerulus. Again, these glomerular parts are joined to form efferent arteriole. The efferent arteriole coming out from the Bowman's capsule and again branched to form a detailed blood capillary part. This blood capillary part connected all over this PCT, DCT and Henle's loop. Then joined to form a common blood part or blood tubule, and this blood tubule is connected to efferent vessel. The efferent vessel is a branch of renal vein. Now the steps of urine formation. Steps of urine formation. there are mainly 3 steps. The steps of formation of urine, that is, there are 3 steps. First step, ultrafiltration. Second step, selective reabsorption, that means tubular reabsorption. And third, tubular secretion. Now we discuss about the first step of urine formation, that is ultrafiltration. Ultrafiltration. What is ultrafiltration? Each glomerular capillary receives blood flow under high pressure. Each glomerular capillary receives blood flow under high pressure, because this is wide tubule and this is divided to form narrow tubule. So here form a high blood pressure from wide area to narrow area. Each glomerular capillary receives blood flow under high pressure through a branch of renal artery, that is afferent vessel. Here occurs pressure filtration. The glomerular filtrate, that means the filtrate that coming from the glomerular part to the Bowman's capsule. The glomerular filtrate contains, here the glomerular filtrate oozing from the glomerulus to Bowman's capsule, that is known as glomerular filtrate, contains water, glucose, minerals, amino acids, urea, uric acid. The glomerular filtrate that is oozing from glomerulus to the inner part of Bowman's capsule. This glomerular filtrate contains water, glucose, minerals, amino acids, urea and uric acid. The glomerular filtrate oozing from glomerulus to the Bowman's capsule contains water, glucose, minerals, amino acids, urea and uric acid. These are filtered out of blood plasma. Here we already discussed about the components of blood. These materials are the parts of plasma. The filtrate out of blood plasma into Bowman's capsule. This protein-free filtrate, proteins are not enter into this Bowman's capsule. That means glomerular filtrate without protein, free filtrate collected in lumen of Bowman's capsule. Once more, each glomerular capillary receives blood flow at a high pressure through a branch of renal artery, that means the afferent vessel. Here occurs pressure filtration. The glomerular filtrate contains water, glucose, minerals, amino acid, urea and uric acid. These are filtered out of blood plasma of glomerulus to the cavity of Bowman's capsule. This glomerular filtrate is protein-free filtrate collected in lumen of Bowman's capsule. The second step, selective reabsorption. selective reabsorption. That is also known as tubular reabsorption. The second step of urine formation, that is the selective reabsorption or tubular reabsorption. Here the capillary passes over the nephron. The capillary passes over the nephron, absorb following substances at different areas. The capillary passing over, blood capillaries passing over the nephron, absorb following substances at different areas. What are the substances? First, about 65 to 85% of filtrate reabsorbed in PCT, including water, glucose, amino acid and salt. This is the proximal convoluted area, that is PCT. About 65 to 85% of filtrate reabsorbed in PCT include water, glucose, amino acids, and salts, different types of salts. Second, about 5% of water reabsorbed in descending limb. This is the descending limb. About 5% of water reabsorbed this reabsorption means these materials are enter into these blood capillaries. That means reabsorption. About 5% of water reabsorbed in descending limb. Sodium ions are reabsorbed by DCT. This is DCT. Sodium ions are reabsorbed by DCT and collected by the influence of hormone aldosterone. Sodium ions are reabsorbed by DCT, distal convoluted tubule, and collecting duct by, this is collecting duct, and collecting duct by the influence of hormone aldosterone. The aldosterone is a hormone secreted by adrenal cortex. The adrenal glands are situated above the part of each kidney. aldosterone secreted by adrenal cortex, adrenal gland with two parts, adrenal cortex and adrenal medulla. Aldosterone secreted by adrenal cortex. Here water is absorbed under the influence of ADH, but case of water is absorbed under the influence of ADH, antidiuretic hormone. Here water is absorbed under the influence of ADH, that is another hormone, ADH, antidiuretic hormone. ADH means antidiuretic hormone, secreted by posterior pituitary gland. The ADH, that is antidiuretic hormone, secreted by posterior part of pituitary. Pituitary also have two parts, posterior and anterior part. The ADH, antidiuretic hormone, secreted by posterior pituitary gland. Posterior pituitary gland. The third step of urine formation is tubular secretion. Tubular secretion. Here cells of renal tubule directly secrete certain unwanted substances from blood into the filtrate. The cells of renal tubule directly secrete certain unwanted substances from blood into the filtrate that passing through the tube. This include uric acid, ammonia and potassium ions. Cells of renal tubule directly secrete certain unwanted substances from blood into the filtrate. That passing through this tube. This include uric acid, ammonia, potassium ion, K plus ions. The filtrate now known as urine. Now we complete this session, that is the structure of nephron and the different 3 steps of urine formation. Very simply we explain. Now, if you like this portion, please like, share and subscribe our channel.